Мистер Акбар Шах, добро пожаловать к нам на узбекскую землю. Скажите, пожалуйста, с каким докладом вы выступаете на этом 6-м конгрессе?
Thank you. I'm very much happy that I'm among the galaxy of scholars and intellectuals from around the world. My paper is about the Indo-Uzbekistan relation on the basis of epigraphs and Timurids monument in India. We have number of Timurid monuments built during Babur, Humayun, Jahangir, Akbar, Shah Jahan and so on. So I was actually finding these relations through epigraphs. As we see in Samarkand Registan Square, there are too much buildings and there are epigraphs. So I was just trying to find the similarities between these epigraphs and what kind of impact Uzbekistan Timurid monuments have on Indian monuments.
Кто или что сподвигло вас вот на занятие именно этой темой?
Actually, I'm expert of Persian language and literature as well as archaeology. And as we built our relationship with Uzbekistan through Uzbek Legacy Project, so on the basis of my interest, I choose this topic because most of the people, they don't pay attention. When they visit any monument, hardly they look for inscriptions. They just see the building in whole. They don't see in pieces. While these inscriptions have historical, social, political, economical importance. So these are the all factors which encouraged me to work on these.
А какого рода обычно надписи? Это обычно изречения из Корана?
Yeah, there are three kinds of inscriptions. One is religious inscriptions. Religious inscriptions include Quranic verses, hadiths, the names of Almighty. These are written on mosques, tombs and shrines, khanqahs. The second type is of historical inscriptions. These are the inscriptions which are written on forts, sometime on mosques, on Taj Mahal, tomb of Akbar in Iskandara, Fatehpur Sikri and many more places. These inscriptions provides us the detail about the history of these places, like when Taj Mahal was built. So only inscription provide this detail. What expenditure was occurred on building the Taj Mahal and also how much the king did expensive on building the Red Fort, Lal Qila. So these inscriptions tell us. Also some of the inscriptions, historical inscriptions tell us when a king went for any conquer, when he got any success, victory. So there are many instances in historical inscriptions where we find rare information which we don't find anywhere else. This is second type. And the third type is of literary inscriptions. In literary inscriptions, like if any building has been already built, so a scribe will come and write some couplet in the praise of building, in the praise of king who built the building. So these are verses, couplets, mostly in Persian and also in other local languages. So this is the third type. So categorically we can classify these inscriptions in three types. One was religious, second one was historical and third one, this is literary one.
В Центральной Азии какого рода надписи встречаются чаще?
Yeah, most of the inscriptions are religious one and second historical and third is literary.
Вот тема безумно интересная. Вот мне просто хотелось бы узнать у него, как у ученого человека, насколько вот менялись его представления вот по мере углубления вот в эту тему. Все мы имеем какие-то представления в начале работы, и вот потом, когда уже вовлекаемся, во что это выливалось потом у него?
Actually, I will come to the main stream, which is Indo-Uzbekistan relation. So, overviews, not much changes with the viewing of inscriptions and all. We simply get fascinated while visiting these inscriptions. And being historian, like if you are dealing with history material, so these inscriptions will help you to find new informations. So it can change the existing information, which was simply a narration, and inscription is the final document which endorses the things. So the most important thing is the historical inscription. Otherwise, religious inscriptions and literary inscriptions, they are just part of beauty and ornamentation of a monument.
И еще один такой момент. Вот нынешний международный конгресс, лично для него, как для ученого, что он хотел бы получить?
Yes, actually, of course, by the study of these inscriptions, we should have some connection with this Congress and especially with the theme which has been already decided for this conference and for further projects. So the theme which was I looking after is that how these inscriptions in Samarkand, in Bukhara and in other parts of Uzbekistan have impacted the inscriptions in India. So I have highlighted those similarities between the inscriptions, our inscription culture in Uzbekistan and inscription culture in India. And there are many similarities right from script to the content and to the pattern. And I have shown in my PPT presentation some inscriptions from India, some inscription from Samarkand and Bukhara. And you will see that around more than 99% these inscriptions have impacted the Indian inscriptions. This is the one aspect. And the second aspect is that at once in the history we have seen that Uzbekistan has impacted many aspects of Indian architecture as well. So through these inscriptions we find those impact, and also I have tried to find out the architectures, the patterns of architecture, and the scribes who were scribing, those who came from Uzbekistan to India. So this art, when it was brought by these Uzbek people to India, so this is somehow we are tracing the Uzbekistan cultural legacy in India.
Спасибо большое. Его зовут Али Акбар Шах. Наверное, в нем тоже течет кровь, да, центральноазиатских каких-то народов.
The third Mughal emperor was Akbar Shah in India. So he was a great emperor, but I don't have any direct relation to that person. And even you see, I don't look like an emperor. I don't have any direct connection. But of course, the interest which we have and the efforts we are taking and making towards protecting this culture. So this cultural legacy and this heritage is a biggest bond between me and between these emperors.